Imagine it's 2026. It is 2026? Okay, it is 2026. There are no Pokemon products left on any store shelves. You go to Walmart, there's nothing there. You go to Target, nothing. All anyone mentions at the water cooler is Moonbreons, Kabuto Kings, and Booger Mews. The hype and the FOMO are at its zenith. All anyone can talk about is getting more and more Pokemon. But the crash is coming. It's not about if, but only when. You're going to bed one night, checking the collector app, TCG player, this product gets bought out. That product gets bought out. Everything's getting bought out. And then, within 72 hours, it dries up. The hype is gone, the FOMO is gone, the demand is gone. Prices begin dropping. The crash is coming. Not if, but when. I've lived through 3 major Pokemon booms and 2 crashes. There will be a 3rd crash. It hasn't happened yet, but it comes every time, and it comes like a thief in the night. You will be amazed at how the market turns, demand dries up, and all of the Reddit 10-year huddles are selling their product at half price. What's going on, guys? My name is Riley, aka Pokemon Trader. I'm a collector, an investor. I've been doing it for about 12 years, started back in 2014 or so, and I've been doing it longer than 99% of other people in the space. Before we get too far into the video, I just want to make a small announcement that when I hit 1,000 subscribers, we are going to be opening this Evolving Skies booster box. So give me a like and subscribe. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, is the impending market crash. It is coming. Maybe in a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe a month, 6 months, a year. We don't know. But I was here in 2016. I was here in 2020, 21 during the booms, and each time there was a crash. Now, that doesn't mean that Pokemon dropped to 0 and was worth nothing. Of course not. It's still here today, so it's not going to drop to 0 this time either. But when the market turns, it goes fast. I remember back in 2020, 2021, especially at the height of the Pokemon boom, everybody couldn't believe things would ever change. Everyone said the same thing. It's always going to be like this. $80 booster boxes are gone. We're never going to see MSRP again. We're never going to see $80 booster boxes again. And what do you know? Give it a year and a half, and prices went back to normal. Of course, not every set does that. A lot of the top sets will remain moving up for their entire lifespan. That's what happened with Evolving Skies when it first came out. I believe it was August of 2021. Even with 3 massive booster box reprints, as well as them reprinting other smaller SKUs, the product never dropped far. The lowest it got, I remember, after release during probably the 2nd booster box reprinting, it dipped down to about $120 and instantly started climbing again. And that's the way it's been for the past 4 years for Evolving Skies. Of course, it went only slightly up for a number of those years, but it was always consistently and slowly moving up. But not every set did that. So what can you do to protect yourself from the coming crash? Well, for the past 3 boom and bust cycles, the same thing has happened every time. It starts out slowly for 6 months to a year, just slowly growing. You can definitely see demand is increasing, but prices aren't necessarily reflecting that quite yet. But it gets to a certain point, whether it's Vivid Voltage or Surging Sparks, where people have had enough and they just give fully into the hype and FOMO, buying out everything they possibly can. And then for the next year plus, there's no product available. Everybody's just maxing out their credit cards. They're cashing out their 401ks. They're using their monthly salary to buy product. And that's kind of where we're at right now. Nobody can even imagine booster box prices coming down again. Now, what I am saying is that there is going to be a correction or a crash at some point in the future. But what I'm not saying is that every set that is above MSRP right now is going to crash down below MSRP. That almost certainly will not ever happen. There will always be some sets, some of the top sets like Prismatic, Destined Rivals, whatever it may be, that will probably never see MSRP. Now, that's not to say that they can't touch down to MSRP or get cheaper, but probably the days of MSRP for Destin Rivals booster boxes or prismatic ETBs are long gone. So understanding where we've come from, where we've been, where we are now, where we have gone in the past, and where we are going now is a really important defense mechanism for you to defend your investment. So what can you do to protect your investments? Well, there are a couple of things you can do. Don't overextend yourself. Don't go into an unreasonable amount of debt. Don't cash out your 401k or cash out all of your other investments. Don't sell all of your gold and silver to buy Pokemon cards. Stay diversified, stay in the market in other areas, whether it's real estate or traditional stock investments. Keep your 401k. Pokemon is a great investment. Obviously, I've been doing it a long time. I really believe in it, and I've put a lot of money and time and effort into Pokemon investing and the hobby in general. So I certainly believe in it. I'm not a bear. I'm very bullish on Pokemon, but that doesn't mean we can't be reasonable about it and understand where things are likely going to go at some point. Something else you can do is make sure that you are buying good products. Now, in times such as these, it's incredibly difficult to get good priced booster boxes of any set. Unless you happen to hit a pre-order or a Pokemon Center restock, you're probably not getting any booster boxes at MSRP. Every LGS that gets them is typically selling them at market price unless you have a connection, which if you do, certainly take that. But for the rest of you, you're probably not able to get these booster boxes at MSRP. So if you are buying other product, as I am doing, from big box stores, whether it's sleeved boosters, ETBs, booster bundles, whatever you can get your hands on, just make sure it's a good product. So how do you make sure it's a good product? Well, there are a couple things you can do. Number one, make sure that it's a good set. If it's something like Destin Rivals, Prismatic Evolutions, Phantasmal Flames, something like that, you know those are top tier sets that people are going to want far into the future. If they want them this badly now, certainly demand can wane in the future, but if they are the most wanted sets now, they will still be the most wanted sets even when demand wanes. So make sure you're getting good sets, make sure you're getting good products. In general, you want to stay away from tins. Now, all of these products that you get at a big box store are not going to be as solid of an investment as a booster box. But that's okay. If you can get it at such a good price like MSRP, then you know that the chances of you losing money on it are much slimmer. So it's okay to pick up ancillary products like sleeved boosters or booster bundles when you're getting them at a really good price, because you know it's very difficult for the market to dip down below half. Now, it's okay to get ancillary products if you know, like I said, it's a good set and it's a good product. So in general, when investing in Pokemon, you want to stay away from things like collection boxes and tins. But sometimes the tins and collection boxes can still be good pickups. Just make sure, again, that they are of a good set. If you get a collection box, make sure it's a good set and has an iconic Pokemon on the front. An example of that would be the Team Rocket Mewtwo EX box. So those are a couple of the things that you can do to guard your investments. Just be smart about it, get good product. And then the last thing would be hold it for 2 to 10 years. The ideal would be holding it for 5 to 10 years, but I know a lot of people want to sell sometime before the 5-year mark, and that can be okay depending on what happens in the 2 to 5 year time frame. But if you're planning on selling in under 2 years, then be prepared for massive volatility. Now, you might be asking yourself, is there any way to know how bad the crash is going to be or when it's coming? Well, to be frank with you, nobody knows when. It seriously can dry up overnight. I've seen it happen twice before. Demand dries up. Everybody goes from saying, we'll never see MSRP again. We'll never see $80 booster boxes again. It's just never going to happen. People just realize now. Everyone realizes how good of an investment Pokemon is. Well, they do, but you would be amazed at how quickly the market turns. It happens every time, and it's going to happen again. It's just a matter of when. So what can we do to do our due diligence, to do our best to know when it's coming and how bad it's going to be? The only way that you can tell how bad it's going to be is looking at what people are doing now. Are people going into massive debt? And obviously, you're not going to know everyone's financial situation. So you have to just surmise this as best as you can, watching videos, looking at content online, reading Poke Investing, Reddit, whatever people are saying, and just take that in and try to get a feel for what people are doing. Are they overextending themselves? Because that's what happened during the COVID boom. people overextended themselves, and then when the market turned, a lot of people had to sell, doubling down on the already downturn market. Now, the last question, and probably the one that you've been waiting for me to answer, is when is it going to happen? Well, I don't have a crystal ball and I can't tell the future, and neither can you. So nobody knows exactly when, but there are signs that you can see for when a crash may happen. A couple triggers for a downturn can be things that are outside of Pokemon, like the greater economy, the market, the stocks taking massive hits, or crypto taking a massive hit. Now, we did just see Bitcoin go from about 123,000 down to the 80,000, and Pokemon only pulled back about 20% and quickly recovered. And Bitcoin still hasn't recovered to this day, as well as many other cryptos. So there's no 100% guarantee answer, but if you see the market at large, the economy taking a massive downturn, it's quite possible that Pokemon will also be taking a downturn. Now, quick caveat here. Statistics have shown that during recessions like the 2008, 2009 recession, or any other smaller recession, one of the things that people remain willing to buy are entertainment items, video games, collectible cards, things of that nature. So we are insulated from a greater economic recession to some degree. So something else that you can watch for to see if there is a potential crash coming is to look at what the Pokemon Company is doing. What sets are coming out? How many reprints are they doing? So if you see that the next set is probably not going to be that great, Perfect Order looks like it may not be the greatest set of all time. Certainly the internet has already decided they hate this set, but if the next set after that is also not a good set, say February 27th comes around, Pokemon Day, and they announce the 30th year anniversary set or whatever they're going to be doing for that, and that's a miss also, and then the next set is also not good, that's a sign that there may be a crash coming. Because when investors, scalpers, evil investors, whatever you want to call them, can't get good product for several sets, demand really starts to wane and the market turns fast. And of course, there are other things to look out for, but those two are some of the bigger things that you can watch and see how the Pokemon market might react. And if you guys appreciate what I'm doing, if you like the videos, I work really hard to make them entertaining, but also informative and helpful to you as investors or beginner investors. So if it is helpful to you, please like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, it actually really does help. That's about it. Peace.